Mann Lake is located about 70 miles south of Burns on the eastern base of Steens Mountain. Just head down the road to Denio, and if you get to the Alvord Desert, you've gone a handful of miles too far. But before backtracking to Mann Lake, take a look at the Alvord. Now it's kind of a barren expanse, but I think when you look at it up close, it's art. Think about it. Couldn't you see this framed and hanging in your dentist's office? Darcy and I were at Mann Lake as a scouting party for a couple of fishing buddies that were going to arrive later in the day. So we grabbed a rod and headed to the lake. All we had to decide was exactly where we wanted to start.
Where's he at?
Darcy was given first cast, and she made about 3 and tied into a trout.
You can step down there and pull him in, and I'll help you get him turned loose.
That's a nice fish. I took over the rod, and it wasn't too long before I had one on. These are some of the prettiest trout.
Nice.
That's a big one. That's probably 20 plus.
Okay, nice.
Lahontan cutthroats, just absolutely beautiful.
Very pretty.
It's a nice fish.
It is.
Well, I could have kept casting and battling trout all morning. Heck, as I told Darcy, there's only 2 things you can do at Mann Lake. You can go fishing or not go fishing. Darcy disagreed.
No, there's more than the fishing. There's plenty of birds to see there at Mann Lake, and I love looking at the ducks, the shorebirds, and the egrets. Sometimes you even get more than you expect. See anything else in this picture besides the shorebird at the top? Camouflage dunlins appearing out of nowhere. Western meadowlarks also grace the area, but my favorites hands down are the resident pelicans who call Mann Lake home. I loved how I could film Chris across the way with the pelicans in front on the spit of land we nicknamed Pelican Island. So there's plenty of bird watching here, and hey, we can also go on a hike.
Okay, we could go for a little walk. So we headed into the sage and uphill. We saw pretty flowers, like this patch of Indian paintbrush, and watched out for other not so pretty things. Whew.
That was a good hike.
Yeah, for nothing. Our artifact hunts kind of always wind up like this. Up on the side of a rattlesnake hill.
We remembered back a week ago.
We reasoned that this area was an area that we would camp in today. It was flat and it was kind of protected from the wind. And we thought, well, maybe Indians did it 150 years ago. We figured somebody had to camp up here. So with that thought in mind and the fresh bare ground exposed by the fire, we wandered around today.
A lot.
A lot. And we had some success, I guess, if you loosely base success on your expectations. We didn't expect anything, and we found at least that much. Yeah. Anyway, we'll share that story right now. Anyhow, this is what we did today. Oh. It's a fossilized tarantula.
Wow, look at that.
If they have any name other than pinks, they're misnamed.
Well, what have you found this time, dear?
I found this little joy bucket.
Oh. Oh,
found-
goody.
A whole bunch more whiskey bottlenecks.
Okay.
I don't know why he just had,
He was a busy guy.
yeah. And he also had another bad habit. He smoked. This is an old tobacco tin.
Wow.
He smoked. It's empty though, long since gone. And he was a stickler for personal grooming because I found his comb. Maybe it's a
Wow.
mustache comb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And his bucket.
His bucket.
Some kind of juice. Oh, look at here. Kind of an interesting little bottle.
It is. What is it? Do you think?
I don't know, it's got something embossed on it. It's got a cap that still comes off.
Wow.
We'll look at that later.
After we cleaned it up and examined it further, we realized this was an old Listerine bottle.
Well, we climbed up on a mountain looking for arrowheads and we found none. We've also found none as far as rattlesnakes are concerned, so that's a good thing. Good news, bad news.
And yeah, we weren't successful in finding Indians, but we found where somebody camped.
Now, back to the present. Well, we get a different view of the world up here.
Kind of neat perspective of Mann Lake down there.
Yeah, there's Mann Lake, just a puddle from here. Well, we are up though. We gained a heck of a lot of elevation.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't look like that much from below. Well, that's like being at Timberline Lodge and looking up at Mountain Hood, though. I mean, it's real deceiving how far away something is.
We'll work back and forth across here. See if we can find anything to take a picture of besides flowers. Doesn't have to be much. Old skull. Beer can. We'll take it. We came back with a spear point and the skull of a saber-toothed mouse, I think. We looked down at the lake with our binos and I could see fish rising. Darcy could see pelicans. When we got back to camp, I grabbed a fishing rod and Darcy headed out with a camera to find her pelicans. To heck with the waders, I just took off my shoes and waded in. I battled trout for a while and a chill wind began to pick up. I looked across the lake to see what Darcy was doing. Well, Pelican Darcy is still at it. You got a lot more fortitude than me, hon. The wind's starting to blow and it's starting to get chilly. And she's right over there, one with the birds. Like that guy the grizzly bears ate up. I don't think pelicans are going to be much danger. What in the world were the pelicans doing that she could spend an hour filming them?
Are you kidding me? Why would I want to miss this hoedown party?
There's plenty of room around the hall. Make your sets one and all. Away from your seats and out on the floor. Bring the girl that you adore. Honor your partners. Honor your corners. Alaman left. Alaman right. Promenade. promenade your gal and I'll promenade mine. Oh boy, won't that be fine. First couple right, 4 hands across and away you go around. You change those ladies over, turn the other girl around. You chain those ladies back again and now you have your own. So swing her once, you swing her twice, you swing her all alone. Swing her boys and do it right. Swing the girls till the middle of the night. It's on to the next, 4 hands across just like it did before. It's on to the last, 4 hands across just like you did before. Don't you worry, don't you fret, she's the best thing you've swung yet. Everybody swing your own, you swing them all alone. You swing that pretty girl, swing around with a whirl. With a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, swing the girl that you adore. Then promenade your honey. Comb your hair, button your shoe, promenade like you always do.
Pelican Island coming up for a break. Oh, yeah. Ha ha ha, that was funny. Oh, yeah, you're a real knee slapper. Ha 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 ha.
Well, about this time, Steve and Steve showed up. I told them the fishing was excellent, but the weather was declining. They were ready to gear up when we noticed some spots on a hill a mile away. The spots turned out to be a small band of antelope does. We watched them for a couple of minutes, then it was time to fish. The boys headed off to the point. Getting ready to go to work on the point. Maximum effort. A dual attack. Steve Bittiger knotted on a fly about the size of a small apple seed tied on a size 18 hook. Predator and prey. I believe it was a sky muckle dun colored midge or something like that. Then he stuck another on a dropper rig that was even smaller. Meanwhile, as Bittinger was putting the final touches on his fly setup, Steve Fossholm was busy fishing and set to hook. Fish number 1. Yes, well, almost. You got to get him in to score. Of course, now, the guy that hooks the first fish also stands a pretty good chance of being the guy that loses the first fish. Yep, gone. That size 18 hook must not have had too good a grip, huh? Then Steve B. got to work casting, and in a short time found a fish.
What, it's pretty colors.
That's pretty. That's a nice one. Beautiful little fish.
Nice.
Isn't that pretty?
Nice.
Mohathan cutthroat. This is a male. You can tell by the color.
Whoops. Nice job.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Good life.
Yay.
The pair of Steves caught several more trout before finally getting blown off the lake. That happens at Mann Lake. Often. The next morning, the wind was still blowing, I believe a bit harder. I decided to make a few casts and maybe even pick up a breakfast fish. Wham! Well, the weather conditions may be a bit tough, but you know what? It's still a lot better than working. We're hunting cutthroat trout and pelicans. We'll be back, and the weather will be beautiful.